Tonight on Joy News Prime, Nigerian traders at Swami Magazine in Kumasi to be given police protection as they reopen their shops on Wednesday. The parties came to an agreement after meeting with the police.
We cannot hit anybody, whether a Ghanaian, whether a foreigner. The very protection that we give to our own people, the same protection will be given to any foreigner who finds himself here.
Also, Parliament has summoned the Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana, Michael Abikoye, over a strongly worded statement in which he accused the Ghanaian media of whipping up xenophobic sentiments against Nigerians living in Ghana, while Chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee warns security agencies will not relent in taking them on despite concerns about stereotyping.
Every visiting person who comes into Ghana must abide by the laws of the Republic. And when you do same, you would never have any issues with the Republic of Ghana.
Stay with us because we will speak to the chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission on these developments. Away from this, residents of Zwarugu Gono regret giving out rice field for construction of dam that, according to them, cannot hold enough water under government's One Village, One Dam project.
We're thinking that a big dump somehow, but not something something we cannot even contain water like the water used to be.
And in business,
coming up in business, Trade and Industry Ministry describes attack on foreign retailers in Kumasi as unfortunate, calling on all parties to exercise restraint to allow governments handle the outstanding issues.
I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity of this situation to let our countrymen understand that they should exercise restraint and let us separate this situation from what has become an albatross around our neck.
Sandra Afeni will be back with details. I'm Arba Kumsin, and Joy News Prime comes to you live from the Joy News studio at Kokumnemle here in Accra with digital address GA0992539. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Ghana Police Service will on Wednesday provide Nigerian traders at Swami Magazine in Kumasi with protection as they reopen their shops. This comes as Ghanaian traders there accuse them of unfair practices, including sale of fake goods and underpricing to undermine indigenous businesses. Shops belonging to the Nigerians have remained shut since Friday as Ghanaians demand authorities enforce the country's trade law. The police has been meeting the traders in separate discussions aimed at resolving the impasse. Public Relations Officer of the Ashanti Regional Police Command, ASP Godwin Ahianyo, says Ghanaian traders have agreed to facilitate the reopening of the Nigerian shops on Wednesday.
We picked some intelligence that some GUTA members, that is Ghana Union of Traders Association Magazine branch, are having some confrontation with their counterparts from Nigeria, that is Nigerian Union Traders Association of Ghana Magazine chapter, and some shops believed to be for the Nigerians or belonging to the Nigerians were being closed down by their Ghanaian counterparts. So the Regional Police Command yesterday afternoon 1 p.m. invited the executives of GUTA for a meeting. And during the meeting, the executives raised some concerns that the agencies which are tasked to check the activities of these traders were not forthcoming with the enforcement. For that matter, their members decided to take the law into their own hands to lock their shops. But the commander cautioned them that if you have any concern, you have any grievance, we have the appropriate channel to follow. And if you think you have any concern, you have to go to the appropriate institution for redress. You need not to put the law into your own hands. So they were advised to talk to their members to desist from that act, because it is illegal and we have laws in Ghana. So if anybody does anything untoward, we will make sure the law takes its own course, which they agreed and assured us that they will go and then talk to their members to just calm down and then find a lasting solution to this problem. We cannot hate anybody, and as police, whoever finds himself in Kumasi and the Ashanti region, whether a Ghanaian, whether a foreigner, the very protection that we give to our own people, the same protection will be given to any foreigner who finds himself here in Kumasi.
Meanwhile, President of the Nigerian Trade Union Association, Michael Obiora, believes the current seeming wave of attack could be linked to the alleged kidnappings.
Actually, let me first of all thank the regional commander for the fatherly role he played at the whole issue. I think the whole matter has been solved. I could understand that he met with some of the Guta executive yesterday, and as we meet with him now, he gives us every assurance that the whole matter has been settled. We should go back to our businesses. People are engaging in retail or whatever. Government have their task force. There's government authority who see that, not those boys. So anytime government are ready, let them come and check. Any Nigerian who diverts from Ghana law, let that person, let the law take its due course. That is our concern. So we are not protecting those who are doing who are doing any illegal thing. We are not protecting them. So anybody who did not comply with the law requirement, let the law take its due course. We are not talking about that. After all, when they come, they told us we should go back to Nigeria, that Nigerians are kidnappers. So those kidnappers, are those at Magazine, are they kidnappers? Our people at Magazine, we know them. All of them, they know each other. Those they close their shop, they have been with some of them for over 30 years or more. So somebody you have been in his place for a very long time up to now, can you call that person a kidnapper? So that's not the case. So let's not talk about that one.
Your High Commissioner has...
That's not what High Commissioner said. I read it too. High Commissioner did not say that anybody is creating xenophobia. It's just warning that what is happening is not the right thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. What we are saying is this: you cannot use the bad to compare the good ones. The good ones are there, you know them. As I'm here now, you know me. My address is there, my everything about me is there. If I commit any crime, let the law come after me.
Meanwhile, Chairman of Parliament's Defence and Interior Committee, Seth Achampong, is cautioning Nigerians in Ghana against engaging in criminal acts, warning security agencies will not relax in taking them on, despite concerns from the Nigeria community about stereotyping. He says there is evidence some Nigerians in the country are acting contrary to Ghana's laws, something Ghanaians cannot do in Nigeria. He says the intelligence agencies will continue to be vigilant and deal with Nigerian perpetrators of illegal acts.
In this country is already covered by our laws, because they would have gone through our investment promotion regulations and they would have been offered some permits to work, and they would have sought proper residential permits to do business, and they would have seen the Ghana Immigration Service. They were gone through for their resident permits and work permits, and so they are legally working in Ghana. Nobody has a problem with them. If you want to so work in Ghana, you have to go through the rules and work in the rules. Similarly, if I go to Nigeria and I want to deal and double in the economy, I must do it properly. I think that our republic, Ghana, is a sovereign state, and we nationals are governed by a book we call the Constitution, and out of it, we in this legislature have created supporting laws to help all of us live comfortably and peacefully in this land. Every visiting person who comes into Ghana must abide by the laws of the Republic. And when you do same, you would never have any issues with the Republic of Ghana. We believe in the sub-regional cohesion, and we have signed on to all the protocols of ECOWAS. we are a leading member of ECOWAS and would not walk away any person of ECOWAS. However, we call on any person who comes to Ghana to be law-abiding and respect our laws.
Otherwise, what can they expect? What can we expect?
If you go against the law, if I go against the laws of Ghana will deal with me. Similarly, it knows no race nor person. If you fall foul to the law deals with you.
Now, on his part, Ranking Member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, James Agalga, is urging the police to provide adequate protection for Nigerians. He wants the police and the public to desist from associating criminal acts in the country with Nigerians.
I want to associate myself with those who have made the point that when people are rounded up for the commission of crime, they should be dealt with as individuals. Under no circumstance should the nationality of suspected criminals be canvassed as a reason for the upsurge in crime. So we must, as a people, understand that Ghana and Nigeria have a common destiny. We've come a long way. In any case, we should be guided by our own history. Because if you recall, when we passed the Aliens Compliance Order in 1969, we all saw, or at least we have, those of us who are young have read about the backlash. We don't want that kind of situation to rear its ugly head. We have had very smooth relationships as two neighboring countries. So let us treat crime as crime.
In a related development, Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee has invited the Nigerian ambassador over recent tensions between Ghana and Nigeria. The committee is calling for calm and urgent restraint on the part of Ghanaians in dealing with Nigerians. Chairman of the committee, Frank Anodompres, and his ranking member, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, addressed a joint media briefing to call for calm.
And particularly you, the youth and the media, that we should all be measured in terms of our pronouncements. Any arrest which has been effected by the police, we will urge the police, and knowing the Ghanaian police, they are going to do their work dispassionately. So let's respect the police. Let's not be seen to be prejudging the case that is being reported in the media. We have sent a word to the Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana. We will be meeting him. We think that there is no cause of worry, but generally we have to appeal to our own, that we don't want to dread any bad relationship between the two countries, and we have no cause to be worried. We think that crime should be treated as crime.
Are getting increasingly concerned about the tone and the reportage and what is going on social media. If care is not taken, this is what leads to triggers that will cause what we all do not want to see. We do not want Ghana-Nigeria relations to be jeopardized. We don't want the start of any xenophobic attacks, no matter where they may start from, whether in Ghana or Nigeria. There is so much that we both have to lose.
Away from this, state prosecutors have pressed the charge of conspiracy to commit kidnapping against two persons believed to have been involved in the kidnapping of two Canadian women. 6 others had earlier been remanded by the court and slapped with a similar charge as it emerged. They had demanded $800,000 as ransom from the family of the women. Senior State Attorney Hilda Craig on Tuesday told the court Safiano Abubakari and Abdul Rahman Sulemana were not brought earlier because police investigators initially wanted to grant them bail but rescinded the decision out of fear they could compromise ongoing investigations. She said Abdul Rahman Sulemana is the owner of the vehicle used for the kidnapping, while Safiano Abubakari is a close associate of one of the 6 persons charged earlier. She asks court remands them since investigations are still ongoing. Justice George Buedi granted the request, adjourning hearing to July 1. Now, the management of the University of Ghana has dissociated itself from one Professor Austin Nwagbara, a Nigerian professor of English who was captured in a viral video demeaning the university and other Ghanaian tertiary institutions. Let's watch Professor Nwagbara.
We need strategy, sir. I'll suggest something which the embassy can think about. I know they know, which they can do immediately. And the Nigerian community, there is bad image for Nigeria. We can take it back through the press. We can reverse it. We have powerful Nigerian media stations, channels broadcast all over the world. Well, AIT has a problem now. NTA does. Many others. There's active online social media, the blogs in Nigeria. Let them come. Look at what we have said here today. Let them come here and run documentaries of the experiences of Nigerians and blast it all over the world. In 3 days, Ghana will respond. I have been a media person. You cannot be here and suffering. Let the leaders get our media guys come here. Cover what has been happening. Go to the student community, go to the business community, go to everywhere. Come to the embassy. Go and confront the officials with the information. I'm sorry to say it, but this is within us. The present government in Ghana came on the grounds of Nigeria bashing. I have listened to things some of their top leaders have said all over the world in major places. We did not take it back, sir. If we take it back, they will sit up. So media strategy, 1. Use their own media, run series of documentaries on Nigeria's relations. And so it is here that the embassy comes in. It is here that the individual communities come in. Let us take advantage of what they gain. They gain everything from us and insult us because we are not organized. Let us organize ourselves back and get back.
Now, that was not the full video, but in the longer version of that video, he did indicate that he was a visiting professor of the University of Ghana. Well, the University of Ghana management in a statement said its records show that Professor Nwagbara was a visiting scholar at the Department of English during the 2011-2012 academic year. The statement reads, the University of Ghana's attention has been drawn to a video circulating on media platforms which features an individual who is making claims of teaching at the University of Ghana. Beyond the many provocative statements, he launches into a tirade against universities in Ghana in general and the University of Ghana in particular. They said the said professor has been identified as Professor Austin Nwagbara, a Nigerian professor of English, is currently not a member of faculty at the University of Ghana. Our records show that Professor Nwagbara was a visiting scholar at the Department of English during the 2011-2012 academic year from August 8, 2011 to July 30, 2012. The claims Professor Nwagbara makes in the video relating to the university's sources of income are incorrect and do not in any way represent the true facts and figures of what he's saying. The University of Ghana dissociates itself from the claims Professor Nwagbara makes in the video, which we find as mischievous and intended to mislead the public and harm the reputation of the university. The public is advised to treat the contents of the said video with the contempt it deserves. You're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Araba Kumasi. We're taking a short break, but still ahead, residents of Zwarungu Gono regret giving out rice fields for construction of dam that, according to them, cannot hold enough water under government's One Village, One Dam project.
Taking that a big dump somehow, but not something something we cannot even contain water like the water used to be.
And in business, the Trades and Industry Ministry describes attack on foreign retailers in Kumasi as unfortunate, calling on all parties to exercise restraint to allow government handle outstanding issues.
I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity of this situation to let our countrymen understand that they should exercise restraint and let us separate this situation from what has become an albatross around our neck.
Details coming up after this break. Welcome back. Now, today we wrap up our series on communities in the Upper East region, where dams are being constructed under government's One Village, One Dam policy. We take you to the community of Zwarungu Gono in the Bolgatanga East District, where residents are expressing regrets for giving out their rice field for the construction of the dam. They say, contrary to what they expected, the dam they're being constructed is too small and cannot hold enough water for irrigation farming. Join News's Upper East correspondent Albert Sore and Joshua Assar of A1 Radio in Bolgatanga put together this report.
According to the residents of Zwarungu Gono, the land here was waterlogged in nature, so they always cultivated rice on it. Therefore, when they were approached by the government to offer a land for the construction of a dam as part of the One Village, One Dam initiative, they agreed that this would be the perfect spot because most of the rainwater in this community runs down to this place.
Look, you see all along this way. Oh.
So there were farms around all?
Farms around all. Yes. Up to. We were farming all along.
Anaba Aduko is a farmer in this community. He said the land given out for the construction of this dam belongs to his family.
So this one, if they have come to do this, it will help our children and then the rest in future. So this one, there was no problem, no argument with us to say that we will release the land. So the land has been released freely and comfortably with us without any compensation.
However, the nature of work done as far as the construction of this dam is concerned has left them disappointed.
We're very happy. We're very happy that the government has come to help us. We used to go and fetch water from boreholes.
What kind of dam were you having in your mind?
We're thinking that a big dam somehow, but not something something we cannot even contain water like the water used to be.
It will not even do for even the animals to drink, much more for farming. And we're not even talking of commercial farming. Peasant farming, we can't even do it too. Maybe tomatoes or bitter or berry. We can't even do it. Look at the water. You know, it was made in a way that you couldn't just walk slowly into the dam. When animals are going in to drink, you know, they have to walk for some time from distance before they are able to drink. But the way it's being constructed is just steep. So as soon as the animals try to enter, they fall inside. As I'm speaking to you now, not less than 5 animals have died in this thing.
Here too at Zwarungu Gono, the dam was just about the size of a football field. At the time of our visit, the water had not covered it entirely, and there was a lot of excavated soil all around it, signs that the work may not yet have been completed. Also, the embankment looked strong, and the spillway, which appeared to still be under construction, also looked too large for a dam this size. According to the residents of Zwarungu Gono, the contractor here too worked for just about a week and left the site, leaving the community members wondering if he was coming back or not.
When we talk to the contractor, he says he takes instructions from Accra. So if you take instructions from Accra, what can the DC do? So the DC, there's nothing we can do. We only have to fall on him. And then the assemblyman to tell them that this is what is happening. You come and then take a look at it. But in reality, the DC chief executive, I don't think he has any powers.
It is very poor thing the work they have done they have come to do for the community to enjoy, and where you don't have to deny it. So we accept it. But if we had known that this was the sort of this thing they were coming to do, for me to lose my land and to lose whatever, I would have. Okay.
You wouldn't have given out your land?
Sure. Because I have lost.
This is the Sif community we have visited in our quest to hear from members of communities where the government is constructing dams as part of its One Village, One Dam initiative, a major campaign promise. The stories are generally similar. First, the community members and their elders are consulted by government and given hopes that dams will be constructed for them to help them with dry season irrigation farming. The contractors then report to work on the lands allocated to them. Soon after that, they vacate the sites without a word to anyone in the communities, leaving behind them dams that appear too small for irrigation, and the people of the communities wondering if the work done is all there is to the dams or there is more work to be done. For Joy News, Albert Sori and Joshua Asa reporting.
Stay with us because we have more news ahead, and after the break we have Showbiz you don't want to miss. Welcome back. Now, Cabinet has given approval for a €233 million facility for the construction of the Tamale and Damongo water systems. The project, if completed, will improve the delivery of potable drinking water to an estimated 800,000 people in the northern region. At a news conference in Accra Tuesday, the Information Minister said the project should be completed in 3 years after parliamentary approval.
The existing water supply system for Tamale and its environs was constructed in 1972, with some expansion works carried out somewhere around 2008. However, as a result of the rapidly growing population, demand has outstripped supply, and this has compelled the Ghana Water Company to ration supply in these areas. This new project is aimed at addressing the supply constraints for Tamale and its surrounding communities, as well as achieving the Government of Ghana target of water for all by the year 2030. The total number of target beneficiaries, as I mentioned, is about 800,000, and it spans Tamale Metropolis, Yape, and Damongo as well. The scope of works for the project covers the construction of a new water treatment plant with pumps and transmission pipelines, pumping station, new district offices at Tamale, and the installation of dedicated power lines to serve this new facility. Additionally, water asset management will be improved through the provision and laying of what they call primary distribution networks, service connection materials, and the training of staff. The project is financed by an export credit facility from a number of institutions led by the Deutsche Bank.
Now, the Asokore-Mampo municipality in the Ashanti region has been adjudged the worst performing district in this year's Ghana District League table. The Ashanti Regional District came 216th on the league table, which ranked the districts on various indicators, including education and sanitation. The report further declared Asante Achim North Municipality the highest ranking district. Joy News' Henry Bedukwesi was at the launch of the report, and here's his report.
The District League table was introduced in 2014 by UNICEF as a social accountability tool, ranking Ghana's metropolitan municipal district assemblies by their level of development and service delivery.
Results that are released today will reveal that, for example, Asante Achim North Municipal, a little-known district in Ashanti region, is ranked first, while the district with the lowest ranking is Asokore-Mampo Municipal in the same Ashanti region.
This year's report assessed 216 districts across the country in the areas of health, sanitation, education, security, governance, water, birth, registration, and net attendance rate at schools. According to the Center for Social Policy Studies at the University of Ghana, which was a consultant on the preparation of the report, the document is also to hold duty bearers accountable. Dr. Charles Godfred Aka is director.
If the media do their work well, and the citizens are informed, it should help citizens to demand accountability. Those of us who live in this district should be able to ask questions. Why are we performing this way? Why are we last? Why are we not performing better? How can we improve things? Often we don't demand accountability from our duty bearers, those who are elected or those who are appointed. But I think the situation that has to change, where districts now and the citizens who live there can say, look, we didn't do well in education. How does that impact on our children?
Deputy Local Government Minister Kwesi Ajenim Boateng says the report will help governments disburse funds and further improve decentralization.
The whole essence of this district league table is not meant to be seriously a ranking of who is first and who is last. At the end of the day, if we are able to bring the level of service delivery up and that the generality of the people are able to get services that are supposed to be provided by the assemblies, I think that is the focus. And so it gives us a guide so that it helps in redistributing resources. So if district assemblies get resources, they should be able to prioritize their development needs. And this will provide a veritable source of information to the districts.
The Greater Accra region was ranked highest and the Eastern region was the worst. Henry Kwesibedu's report for Joy News.
Now, authorities of the Duako Junior High School in the Ashanti region say persistent defecation in the school is exposing pupils to health concerns. They lament, despite assurances by community leaders to find a solution, open defecation by unscrupulous people is rampant. Not even street protests by students and teachers have been enough to get perpetrators to discontinue the practice. Nana Ojima has more.
In July last year, students and teachers abandoned academic work and took to the streets in protest of open defecation on the compound. They called for a fence wall to protect the school from such intruders who will ignore the public place of convenience and rather use the school facility.
Like our studies in school, because the time that we used to learn, we use that time to scrub and then scrub the toilets. So when we finish, we cannot finish what we have to do in class. So it wastes our time that we used to learn.
The protesters ended the street march only after community leaders had pledged to intervene and address their concern. Nothing has since changed while unscrupulous persons continue to invade the school premises to indulge in all manner of antisocial activities. Not even reservation of one of two toilet facilities of the school for public use will stop people from defecating around. Though community leaders had warned they would deal ruthlessly with perpetrators of the crime, no action has followed since. The situation changed for the better when the school engaged a security guard to man facilities. This, however, has since been discontinued for lack of funds. Authorities attribute to cessation of collection of Parent-Teacher Association dues from which the security guard was paid. Juliana Ejare is her teacher.
Most of the time in front of the staff rooms and in front of the classrooms, that's where they defecate. Because on the veranda, not even on the grass, no, they prefer to do it on the veranda and sometimes in the classroom. When we come to school, the children have to clean the environment before they go to the classroom, and it's not sometimes good thing for the children to do before they enter the class.
Mrs. Ajari says the school still owes the security man 3 months' salary even after terminating the appointment. For many years, students waste contact hours in search of water since Ghana Water Company supply system is out of reach of the community. Even the security of a borehole constructed for the school by a private institution, D&D Academy, cannot be guaranteed. Mrs. Frederica Datson is Chief Executive of D&D Academy.
And water is a challenge here because the main pipes don't get here. So it will benefit them. In fact, during the 2 weeks that we commissioned, we set it up, the children, we opened it and they were drinking from it. Very eager to drink from it because then they don't have to go and buy water.
Now, maintaining the facility is a burden on the shoulders of authorities of the Duako MA Basic School. There are fears the unscrupulous persons could tamper with it and render it unusable.
As for the protesting, we will do our best, but it's not going to be easy because the school is open And the community people have been going about, at least when we even close after school, you see most of the young guys moving around. So we will do APA during classes hours.
The solution is obvious. Re-engaging a security person who pays for the services, however, remains the biggest worry. For Joy News, Nana Ojima reporting.
Now, Municipal Chief Executive for the Asante Achim Central in Ashanti region is asking communities to exercise patience as the Assembly works to spread development projects across the municipality. Susan Akomia is optimistic every community will have benefited from what she describes as ambitious development drive. She spoke to the media during an inspection tour of the ongoing projects. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin's report read to you.
The visit was to assess progress and quality of work in order to address possible delays and shoddy works by contractors. The municipal chief executive was accompanied by assembly officials in the education and health sectors. The projects cover roads, classroom blocks, a mechanized borehole, a slaughterhouse, markets, a computer laboratory, and community-based health planning and services CHIPS compound. Beneficiary communities include Anawo Krom, Tutu Krom, Duase Praso, Bomreso, and Konongo. A CHIPS compound at Chichire and a mechanized borehole at Odumase have been completed. Residents of the beneficiary community suggested how they want future projects to be initiated and executed.
The
MC was pleased with the quality of work by the contractors and the enthusiasm of the residents.
For the benefit of the society. So I'm very happy that as Assembly we've managed to do some projects that the society will benefit. Majority of them have been help to schools, such as school blocks, pavilions, water, and so on and so forth. We've also tried to reshape some of the bad roads in the municipality. So all in all, I think personally I'm very satisfied that whatever has come in, we have used it properly. We cannot serve all these communities at the same time. As and when we do get funds, we look at the most desperate situations and we sort it out. So I'm sure and I'm very positive that going forward, or as we are, we go along, other communities who have not benefited anything will get something. So that is a promise to the rest of the society who have not gotten anything.
She said the Assembly will strengthen its monitoring mechanisms, keep contractors, and also ensure value for money. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin's report for Joy News.
Now, Mayor of Accra, Mohammed Ejesoa, says government is making progress in the eradication of the country's sanitation challenge. The mayor said this during a workshop on waste financing in Accra. My colleague Philip Ankara was there and his report is read to you.
It was a moment for various actors in the sanitation sector to share information and learn from one another on waste financing. The mayor, Ni Ejesoa, said the implementation of certain initiatives by government has ensured good gains in the eradication of filth.
We are on course. As I speak to you now, we generate over 3,000 tons of waste. And let me check you with the statistics. And the 3,000 tons of waste which is generated is being hauled to Edson. In our drive, we want to make sure that the amount of waste that goes to the landfill site is reduced by 50% by 2025. As I speak to you now, we have managed to reduce it by 10%, and that is less of many other private sector initiatives that are into waste recycling and waste composting activities that we are doing. We are yet to calculate all these things, so we are very much on course on the president drive. Move around the city all the time. We have not seen that the city is the cleanest, but indeed the initiatives that we have put in place have clearly demonstrated the fact that we have done so much. There's significant achievement.
Waste consisting of everyday items that are discarded by the public, according to Sandra Mazonix, a municipal solid waste initiative coordinator at the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, forms part of the largest man-made source of methane, hence the need to pay attention to it.
Dealing with waste and environmental pollution is at the core of the work that CCAC does. As you know, the third largest source of methane comes from waste. Waste contributes to climate change and ozone pollution. It is important to divert organic waste to lower those methane emissions. Organic waste makes up the largest percentage of waste in developing countries. So if we deal with organic waste, we really are dealing with a large part of the waste. And CCAC is working to help cities reduce this organic waste. When unsustainably managed, waste is also a breeding ground for toxins and microbes that contaminate the air, soil, and water. Globally, over an estimated 40% of waste is actually openly burned. So we need to reduce that burning of waste. So because this burning adds dangerous air pollution and also releases harmful dioxins, furans, and black carbon into the atmosphere. Over 1/3 of the waste, actually 1/3 of the food waste is wasted every year. So if food waste was its own country, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouses. The coalition and its partners, like C40, are working to create a more sustainable food system to reduce food waste, increase food security, and prevent biodiversity loss.
Head of waste management at C40 cities, a group of cities around the world strategizing to deal with waste, Federico Di Penta, called for collaboration between government and the citizens to win the sanitation war. He further commended city authorities for the initiatives taken in tackling sanitation-related issues.
As we said at the beginning, it's a team effort. Money is certainly a big challenge. We must consider that Accra and Ghana is a very high developing country. So today, Accra produces 3,000 tons of waste per day. In 10 years, it will produce 6,000 tons of waste per day. So it has to be a team effort in managing, in disposing, and also in financing. For example, the opening of 3 transfer stations and the inclusion of the informal sector in the waste collection system has enabled the city to increase collection by 10%, increase recycling by 360%, and achieve savings of $5 million per year, showing that if we all work together, it is really possible to achieve greater objectives and greater, more ambitious results for the city.
The workshop, which is being organized by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in collaboration with C40 Waste Finance Academy, will have some 13 cities represented by director-level city officials from their respective waste and finance departments. Philip Ankras reports for Joy News.
Now, over 10,000 young people are expected to benefit from a new policy that will spike innovation among the youth to help develop the country. Youth Connect, a platform targeting Ghanaian youth between the ages of 15 and 35 years, seeks to empower these young ones through the acquisition of skills and training. Speaking during the launch of Youth Connect Ghana, Chief Executive Officer of the National Youth Authority, Emmanuel Asigiri, said the initiative will not only create the platform for knowledge sharing, but it will also create the opportunity for youth-led ventures to scale up as well. Here's Efwa Evans-Chineri's report.
Launched in 2012 by the government of Rwanda, the platform provides an African context-specific approach to what works in addressing issues of youth unemployment. The National Youth Authority and the UNDP are leading the process in Ghana to ensure young people benefit immensely. It'll be implemented through a set of interwoven strategic components such as skills and job match. Chief Executive Officer of the National Youth Authority, Emmanuel Asigiri, is optimistic many young people will benefit from this program.
It's a platform that is seeking to get young people together to see what it is that they can do to enhance their own livelihoods. And we, being the main youth development agency, are spearheading this. We are not leaving it to them to just do what it is that they want. So we are giving them guidance in the various areas, and those are the areas we as a country want to channel in terms of how we can push the young people to be able to make an impact for themselves with regards to Youth Connect.
Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Perry Okujetu says government will continue to create the right environment for the youth to thrive.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports will continue to support initiatives such as the Youth Connect in order to build youth innovations in business and job creation, and to further ensure that their participation in political decision-making and accountability.
Youth Connect Ghana is expected to directly contribute to Ghana's inclusive growth, economic transformation, and accelerate poverty reduction.
For me and the rest of the team, this is where we draw the curtains on the show. Have a good night. But coming up next is PM Express with Evans Mensah, and they're continuing the conversation on Nigeria and stereotyping.